Tonight on News 5 Live, young woman killed in attack on vehicle in Belmopan. BTL worker dies when pole collapses in Roaring Creek. And plans underway for state memorial for former Prime Minister Esquivel. These stories and more up next on News 5 Live.
In these trying times, Smart is here to lessen the burden. Smart's reduced roaming rates save you while traveling. Calls back home are a low 35 cents per minute when visiting Canada, the US, and Mexico, or pay as low as 50 cents for calls when visiting countries in the Caribbean, Central, and South America. For the month of February and March, enjoy an unbelievable low rate of 30 cents per megabyte when roaming with mobile data in Canada, the US, Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean. Whether you are a business traveler, studying abroad, visiting loved ones, or just traveling for pleasure, Smart's new roaming rates have got you covered. Roaming in China, Europe, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean is as low as the cost of making a local call. It's that low. Smart's roaming coverage continues to grow, so you can also enjoy affordable roaming rates in several destinations across the globe. For more information on rates to other countries, visit our website or call 1090 for more details before you travel. Smart, bringing people together.
Buying a car should be a great experience, and St. John's Credit Union wants to make it even better. But we offer more than just great low rates. We make the application process easy and make sure our members get the best service possible. At St. John's Credit Union, we offer excellent products backed by exceptional service. So the next time you are buying a new or used vehicle, take advantage of St. John's Credit Union's Drive Forward Auto Loan product. We'll put the buying power in your hands. Come and drive forward with our auto loans with rates as low as 9% and low or no down payments. Drive forward with St. John's Credit Union. Some restrictions apply.
Are you looking for the right product to keep your family and your home safe? Then Spark Alcohol is exactly what you've been looking for. It prevents the spread of many diseases. It's also fast drying, safe, and conveniently packaged in a spray bottle. Protect your family and your home with Spark Alcohol. Exclusively distributed by Unitex Company Limited.
Las tradiciones son atemporales, pero mantenerse al día es necesario. DigiWallet me permitirá hacer todas mis compras favoritas. Es fácil y seguro. Solo es agregar dinero a mi DigiWallet y ya puedo irme de compras en mis tiendas locales favoritas. Oye tú, a mi familia le encanta. A mí también. Es nuestra nueva tradición. DigiWallet, próximamente.
If you're looking for low-cost television advertising, have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you save valuable time and money. Call us today at 223-0146 or visit us at our offices on Pony Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Monday, February 14th. I am Sabrina Daly. The nation's latest murder has claimed the life of a young mother, left 3 persons wounded, and police with a puzzle to solve. Police say the incident happened sometime after 11 on Saturday night in Belmopan and left 23-year-old Joshua Jones of Belize City, 28-year-old Devon Vasquez, also of Belize City, and 26-year-old Emerson Rayburn wounded. But as News 5's Marian Ali found out, others were also wounded. Here's her report.
Our investigation so far revealed that the victims had just left a popular spot in Belmopan in a van and were making their way home to the Rowan Creek area when they were approached by an SUV, and the occupants of that SUV fired shots at them, resulting in the injuries. We do believe that the motive is gang-related. You would know that we have, over the past year, we have had a number of incidents in Rowan Creek involving the different groups.
Commissioner of Police Chester Williams says that the deceased 21-year-old Karina Andrews was not known to be a member of any gang, nor was she a violent person, but that perhaps it was her affiliation that placed her in harm's way. But News 5 met with one of the shooting victims, who, understandably shaken by the incident, declined an on-camera interview. According to the survivor we spoke with, 3 of them, all females, were here at this night spot the night the incident happened. They all needed a lift home in Belmopan, not towards Rowan Creek, and they asked the driver of the vehicle to take them home. He did, and it was while they were on their way home that they came under attack. The shooting victim told us that it was not her deceased friend Karina who asked for the lift, and that the 3 of them, including Karina, were merely innocent passengers getting a ride home when they came under attack. Williams says investigators have made significant strides in solving the case.
Police have since located that SUV. It is in our custody. And we also have 2 persons of interest detained as the investigators continue to do their work to wrap up that investigation. A number of surveillance footages have been viewed, and we were able to gather useful information. And so we are hopeful that we should be able to make an arrest in this matter very shortly.
The commissioner says that police will once more try mediation to quell what they believe is a resurgence of gang activity in that part of Cayo. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
A young furniture repairman was gunned down not far from where he lived in the vicinity of Supal Street over the weekend, and residents are fearful that his murder may set off a spate of related shootings. Nimrod Fitzgibbon was no stranger to the law, and his influence within the Supal Street neighborhood did not go unnoticed by the Belize Police Department. It's for this reason that efforts are being made to prevent any form of reprisal in the wake of the execution. News 5's Isani Cayetano has that story.
30-year-old Nimrod Fitzgibbon was a short distance away from his home at the corners of Cut Avenue and Supal Street on Saturday night when he was dispatched by a pair of men on a motorcycle. He had just left to make a purchase at a nearby shop when the gunmen returned.
They come and pick up the whole incident. He made walk on that Chinese. He never lived far from the Chinese, on the lane. The camera show up lane when he walk on that Chinese. And 2 young men power cycle past him. And when they passed him on the cycle, he continued to go to the store. He in the front of the store to purchase whatever he got buy. And look at the same young man, they got right around the lane. And turn back and go right at the Chinese. When I reach at the Chinese, you know, like when somebody else come by, you are dressed down from the counter from back there. You see plain in the camera, he dressed down. No, when he dressed down, right there the young bad us.
The upholsterer was also a well-known street figure. He was blindsided and callously cut down in a hail of bullets. He attempted to escape his attackers despite being injured from the first round that struck him. Son, as he was known to family and friends, wouldn't get far.
Initial investigation revealed that Mr. Fitzgibbon, sometime around 7:40, went to a neighborhood store to make a purchase. When I arrived on that scene, I saw the proof of his purchase still on the counter. When he was walking back towards Uncut Avenue towards Supal Street, 2 men approached him on a motorbike, and a barrage of bullets were rained upon him, fatally injuring him.
Fitzgibbon's demise is the result of a carefully calculated attack. The entire ordeal was caught on a network of surveillance cameras that were rigged up around his residence. What precipitated the deadly incident is anyone's guess. The prevailing thought, however, is Fitzgibbon's alleged ties to criminal activity.
When they get the first one, look at he run across the street. When he run across the street, that then look like he got over and finish the job.
Son, many people know may not necessarily be an angel. He's someone who is known in the streets of Belize City for certain activity and associations. What do you believe may have motivated this attack on him?
I can't say. I don't know. Like I said, I don't live wrong here. Whatever they do, my cousin, they never tell me because they know my job as a police officer. They know I don't get involved in that kind of thing. But I still always try to motivate them to do good and stay positive. Like recently, they try expand their upholstery business.
According to investigators working the case, they haven't as yet been able to determine a motive for Fitzgibbon's murder.
There is no clear motive as yet, and yes, you're right in saying that he's no stranger to the law. But in a murder where it was only him on that street on that particular time and his 2 assailants, we would have to really do some deep canvassing to try to get to the bottom of this one. Nonetheless, our officers remain on that scene from that night, and certain that they're out there trying to put this together and see how quickly we can bring it to a close.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
The scourge of gang-related incidents that continues to take hold of Belize City is an issue that the Belize Police Department is yet to get a handle on. With the Gang Intelligence, Investigation and Interdiction Task Force working diligently to disrupt gang activity, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams this morning gave an update on where the department is with addressing gang-related homicides.
Well, yes, we have utilized the law again as it relates to being a member of a gang. And so the GI3 Investigation and Intelligence Section have been busy in terms of investigating these gang members with a view to bring charges against them. And last week, they were prepared to charge, I think, 7 of these individuals for being a member of a gang, some of whom were caught. They were taken to court. They pled guilty. And from what I am told, 2 persons were sentenced to 6 months in prison. I wish the sentencing was more, but it is still a start compared to before, and we're grateful for that. Some were remanded because they pled not guilty, and I think that we're still looking for a few. The GI3 investigation unit is currently compiling files on other gangs within Belize City, and we're hoping that very shortly we should be bringing charges against another set of gang members. So we're doing what we can from a legal perspective to disrupt the gangs in Belize City, and we are hopeful that it will help to reduce the tensions and the crime problem in Belize City where these gangs are concerned.
The Mayan community and the employees of Belize Telecommunications Limited are mourning the death of one of their own following a mid-afternoon incident in Roaring Creek Village. Well-known Maya Parandero Edwin Shaw lost his life around 2:45 p.m. while installing internet at a church in the village. Reports are that the BTL technician fell to his death when a lamppost on which he was operating snapped in two. Police and paramedics were called out to the scene, but Shaw was already dead. Shaw was well known and friends are sharing his musical works, including a music video called Caldo Cax, which he released in August of 2021, and their condolences following his untimely death this evening in Roaring Creek Village. Plans for Sir Manuel Esquivel's memorial are finalized. Find out what you can and cannot do to pay your respects when we return.
Your Easter vacation awaits you. Don't just imagine the experience. Live the experience and start planning your vacation with QuickStop's zero-interest loans for new customers. What's the catch? There isn't any. Pay your loan on time, no interest, no service charges. Apply at quickstoponline.com for zero-interest loan offers or visit any of our offices countrywide. Offer ends April 15, 2022. QuickStop Personal Finance Center. Financing made easier for you. No hassle loans.
Welcome to Design Depot. All in one place. Shop brands you know and trust, like Kohler. Welcome, GE Appliances.
Welcome.
Oran Windows.
Welcome.
Tiles from around the world.
Welcome.
Sherwin-Williams Paint and Coating. Visit us today at Mile 3 on the Philip Golson Highway or call us at 223-3768. Design Depot. All in one place.
Ones while traveling is even more important during this global pandemic. With Digi, this is even easier and more convenient with our data roaming plans. Postpaid customers have instant access to mobile data within 41 destinations worldwide. With 3 affordable plans starting at only $28, it's easy to instantly connect via your favorite digital platform. To purchase your data roaming plan, contact Digi before your travel date. If you are already abroad, you can contact us via email at digihelp@livedigi.com or via WhatsApp at 608-8888. For more information, visit our website at livedigi.com/digicel or visit a Digi store near you. You can roam, stay safe, and stay connected with Digi.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
I visited the land of Serbia, a great many miles away. I ascended the Mount Everest few people have conquered. I roared on the snow-covered Antarctic and Arctic. I rolled swiftly across the vast, untamed desert. Ling Long Tire conquers every corner of the world.
Distributed by Enrique Martinez and Sons Limited. 2 miles Philip Golson Highway, Belize City.
The official details on the state memorial for the late Right Honorable Dr. Sir Manuel Esquivel have been finalized, and the 2-day celebration of his life begins on Tuesday at 1 p.m., when his remains will lie in state at the House of Culture in Belize City. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
A 2-day state memorial has been accorded to former 2-time Prime Minister Dr. Sir Manuel Esquivel. It's the highest honor given by the government of Belize to former and sitting governor generals, prime ministers, and sitting members of the House of Representatives.
With a state funeral, it's very specific to former heads of government and heads of state or sitting.
Following a cortege which will commence from the family home on Daly Street in Belize City, the remains of Sir Manuel Esquivel will lie in state inside the stateroom here at the House of Culture in Belize City. The official ceremony will begin at 2 p.m. and government officials will pay their final respects to Sir Esquivel.
We've invited a few government officials, the Prime Minister, Leader of the Opposition, Mayor of Belize City, cabinet members, members of the House of Representatives and Senate, to participate in the Lying in State, which is a feature of a state event such as this. It's not a state funeral, as has been explained. It's a memorial. So it doesn't have any of the trappings of a usual funeral, but for an event that is a state funeral or a state event, this is a key feature. It will have a guard protecting it, floral arrangements, and persons will come in to pay their respects as well as sign a condolence book that will be given to the family.
Then on Wednesday, the state memorial takes place. As the procession makes its way to the House of Culture once again, the tolling of church bells will be done along the route.
Because of the COVID situation, of course, we have not been able to open these events as of recent to the public. So persons, of course, can line the streets. We're not necessarily encouraging crowds to come out. But we have seen in past events that persons still come and want to pay their respect. The route that will have the cortege is from Daly Street onto Queen Street, across the Swing Bridge, and counter to traffic, of course, down Regent Street. So on Tuesday, for the lying in state, it will be a motorcade, but on Wednesday, we have more of the official portion where an officer in the BDF will be carrying the remains in an urn the entire duration of the route that has been outlined.
There will be an official military order of events, which will include the March on Guard of Honor, followed by the national anthem and the 21-gun salute. There will be a moment of silence before the reveille. Government officials, including Prime Minister John Briceño, Governor General Froila Salam, Leader of the Opposition Shine Barrow, and another parliamentarian will lay wreaths, followed by the presentation of the Belize flag, departure of officials, and the march off by the Belize Defense Force. Dwayne Moody for News 5.
The Office of the Prime Minister has responded to a letter from the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry. In late January, BCCI wrote to Prime Minister John Briceño voicing their concerns about law enforcement and GOB ensuring that the rule of law is upheld during strike actions. In particular, they cited the incidents at Tower Hill between ASR-BSI and Cane Farmers, and then at Port of Belize with stevedores. In response, the Office of the PM says that it is, quote, unfortunate that the BCCI would pen a letter with such false allegations because, on both occasions, the government intervened and that the outcomes were negotiated in the best interest of all stakeholders, unquote. The letter goes on to say that security forces present kept the peace and protected property and did not infringe on the constitutional rights of anyone. In the correspondence, the PM makes reference to the killing of Atanasio Guterres by law enforcement authorities back in 2009 under the UDP administration, saying, quote, we would hope and expect that such actions and deadly results are not the method of upholding rule of law your organization contemplates, but rather the civilized approach taken by this administration in the two instances you cited, unquote. The release goes on to say, quote, my government is cognizant of the need to preserve the rule of law to ensure investor confidence and has been working hard in this regard, unquote. The Port of Belize Limited has filed a lawsuit in the Supreme Court of Belize seeking damages in the sum of $1 million. A Supreme Court of Belize claim form lists PBL as the claimant and the Christian Workers Union as the first defendant. Evan Mose-Hyde, president of the Christian Workers Union, has been listed as the second defendant. On other defendants include Guy Neal, Winfield Dennison, Kenton Blanco, James Neal, and Wendell Whitaker, all stevedores at the Port of Belize Limited. The claim form accused Hyde of facilitating and encouraging the other defendants to participate in an illegal strike. PBL is seeking damages for interference of economic interest by unlawful means. PBL claims the strike action prevented them from loading and unloading cargoes from the container ships and seeking special damages in the sum of $1,034,400 and costs. The CEO of the Port of Belize, Andy Lane, told News 5 the documents are public record and declined to comment at this time. The Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs held meetings over the weekend in the Toledo district to review the free, prior, and informed consultation process, previously referred to as the Free, Prior, and Informed Consent Protocol, filed with the Caribbean Court of Justice. The protocol outlines the process for consulting with Mayan communities. In the event administrative measures are being proposed, which approval might affect the Maya people's rights. On Sunday afternoon, a team from the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs was in San Pedro, Colombia. A News 5 team was there. Paul Lopez reports.
On Sunday, Minister Dolores Balderramas Garcia, the Minister for Indigenous Peoples Affairs, was in the Mayan community of San Pedro, Colombia, in the Toledo district. There she addressed villagers and heard their concerns on the free, prior, and informed consultation process, FPIC for short. This was her second visit to the community.
We have done our very best to reach out to the communities, to come to you. I don't believe that it is for you to come to Belmopan to see my office. It is for me to come to you to see what you are thinking, what you are saying, what are your concerns, how we can help.
The FPIC protocol was submitted to the Caribbean Court of Justice in January, making the protocol final. The 20-page document was distributed to those in attendance at the meeting. Greg Chuck, the Commissioner of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, was present.
If we look at the FPIC, Part 1, Subsection 2, this is now the policy of the government of Belize. It was approved by Cabinet, filed with the Caribbean Court of Justice, and the government of Belize is bound by the terms of this FPIC protocol.
The document outlines the process the government must undertake to ensure that they protect the rights of the indigenous people that arises from the Maya customary land rights tenure.
It says here, except for the circumstances identified under Section 3.2, it says, the government shall notify in writing the alcaldes and the village councils of any affected Maya village of its intention to approve an administrative measure that may affect the villagers' right. So if you are the decision makers, it is the leaders that you have elected, the alcalde and the village council, that the government must come to.
Most of the meeting was spent addressing the issue of representation. The FPIC protocol stipulates that alcaldes and village councils shall be notified first in writing of any administrative measures proposed for implementation. Supporting organizations like the Maya Leaders Alliance and the Toledo Alcalde Association would be engaged at a later time in the preliminary meeting and consultation plan phase.
The community has the right to decide when they are going to be ready to make whatever decision regarding their community, regarding their lands. Nobody can come and force you and say, you have to make that decision now. That decision rests in the community to decide. Similarly, the community has a right to decide how you are going to deal with your natural resources, your land, your forests, your rivers, your quarry, whatever. You understand? But those are things that lie in the hands of the community. Bearing in mind that we're a country of laws, all right? Bearing in mind that we're a country of laws and we must align whatever decision the community makes, in line with what the CCJ has ruled and with the laws of our country.
One villager rose to speak about the type of representation she wishes to see from these supporting Maya organizations.
Now, reading this document, I have seen that they are supporting organization which consists of the Kekchi Council of Belize, the Toledo Maya Culture Council. Now, my question is, who make up this group? Who have assigned these people to represent us? Are they doing exactly what the MLA has done? Will our voice be heard up at national level when it's time to make decision making? Will the alcalde, will they form over a new group to form the Alcalde Association here in Toledo? Will our village council have DAVCO support and members to be there to say this is what the people of San Pedro, Colombia want? Will the alcalde have their voice? This is my concern. Who are these people?
At the end, Basilica Choco, the chairman of San Pedro, Colombia, told News 5 while it was short notice, the meeting was valuable.
I must say thank you to the ministers or officials that came out to share. I believe San Pedro, Colombia has been long waiting for this. I believe there is more questions as well that could have been answered. Time is too short, and the time that was given to the last minute, they informed us last minute then to come on this meeting. I believe that the information they share is vital, and a lot of people got information that they did not know.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
After the break, we'll have more on the meeting in San Pedro, Colombia after the break. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
Small and medium enterprises, or SMEs, in tourism are invited to submit proposals for financial incentives under the Matching Grant Program, or MGP. The MGP is an activity under the Sustainable Tourism Program which provides funding to support projects that are beneficial to tourism, including COVID prevention, environmental, skills development, technology investment, marketing, or economic development. Targeted sectors include accommodation, food and beverage, transportation, travel trade, events and conferences, adventure and attractions, tourism services, tourism education and training, and other tourism-related services. Interested SMEs must complete and submit the required expression of interest forms for assessment and eligibility by February 21 at 4 p.m. Submit your expression of interest today. For more information, WhatsApp 67grant or 674-7268. Email grants.unit@belizetourismboard.org.
Do people actually hear from God? Are there really angels and demons? Okay, now that's just unbelievable. In our next series, we're going beyond the Google search and facing the tough questions. It's time to take on the skeptic and eliminate the doubt. From inconceivable to unimaginable, we're talking about the Bible's most unbelievable truths. Every second of this series will be worth your while. Believe it or not.
Your Easter vacation awaits you. Don't just imagine the experience. Live the experience and start planning your vacation with QuickStop Zero Interest Loans for new customers. What's the catch? There isn't any. Pay your loan on time, no interest, no service charges. Apply at quickstoponline.com for zero interest loan offers or visit any of our offices countrywide. Offer ends April 15, 2022. QuickStop Personal Finance Center. Financing made easier for you. No hassle loans. Connecting people. Creating memories.
Guys, so here we are at the Glaze Out Kitchen. I just prepared this amazing broccoli.
Sharing a smile. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
Bundle the fastest, most reliable, unlimited broadband in Belize with your prepaid or postpaid mobile plan or Netflix. You can bundle your broadband with your prepaid and enjoy 50% off all national calls, plus get SMS and data. Paid plans? Then bundle with any speed and pay only $25 extra monthly to enjoy unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 500 minutes, plus 6,300 megabytes of data. Stream unlimited HD movies and TV shows with our broadband plus the Netflix add-on for only $30 monthly and enjoy streaming on your laptop, TV, phone, or tablet. Visit a smart showroom near you to sign up or upgrade to the bundle that's right for you. Smart, bringing people together.
During Sunday's meeting with the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Santiago Co, councillor for the San Pedro Colombia Village Council, asked about the process for acquiring lands for community expansion under the Maya communal land rights tenure. Land, he says, was given away due to politics.
We have a lot of community members within San Pedro Colombia that their cries is land, land. And we have elected community leaders, which is the village council and the alcalde. We hear the cries of the people, but it's just that our hands are tied. What can we do? We want to satisfy them. We want to ensure that we give them, we fulfill their request. And so we have now, how do we begin the process of reacquiring back lands that we have traditionally owned, that we had traditionally used? Problem that it was given because of party politics, it was granted to a sole owner, even though people have been using the land. So they have been displaced. A lot of the articles in the CCJ consent order are all technical terms, and I am no liar here to say, well, this is what I understand. I'm here learning at the same time. And so here is my thing. What do we do? Because, man, the people here, the plea, they want this piece of land. We need it for community expansion. Now, and we have to understand that as indigenous people, we are entitled to this land. At least that is my understanding. I could be wrong. I don't know.
In response, Commissioner Chuck said the government is willing to support the communities. But under the customary land rights tenure, it is the community that must make the decision on how lands are divided. Chuck in his response, did not allude to any established mechanism for doing so, however.
Remember, under the Constitution of Belize, everybody have a right to property, but it is only now that the court has recognized indigenous form of land ownership, which is customary. That is the reason why government cannot give out lease land anymore in the Maya village, because it's considered customary land. It's a form of ownership. The question you have asked is, this another Maya person have 100 acres, can we get it? It is in the hands of the community, because if the decision of the community is to take certain action, recall they are setting a precedent. You understand me? What precedent mean? If you start to this, you have to do for everything else that under the same condition. You understand? So if you say, this one dead village take back their land, then the next man that dies, the village take it back either. And when you die, then take it back and give it to somebody. So you have to understand, that's why I keep saying this. You come together. It is under your jurisdiction. The best solution can come from this village if you are guided by how it is that we can resolve these problems, where one person have 500 acres, depriving some members of our community. Have a conversation with the person. Because if government comes in and say, okay, I take this and I give it to this one, then the politicization of land distribution continues. And that is what the court have said must stop.
The delineation of Maya communities in Toledo District was also raised in Sunday's meeting. One villager asked the panel for an update on the demarcation process. The resident recommended that this be completed before legislation is created to enshrine the stipulations outlined in the FPIC protocol into law. Here is how Commissioner Chaok responded.
A community cannot get title if the land is not demarcated. So it has to be demarcated. It can happen now or it can happen later. You understand? Even after the law is enacted. Because some community might say, well, you know, we're not ready yet. That is the reason that under the process, the community must give their consent. The community must, not the leaders, the community must, again, that was another issue that came up. What was done is this. COVID came, the Alcalde Association that is leading this effort, along with Tool and Show Society, they said, okay, we're going house to house and get signatures to get consent of the community. When I came on board, one of the first things I said, well, did the community agree to go in house to house? Because this is remember, the customary decision-making process in the village is at a village meeting, right? If we agree on that, then a decision to demarc or to consent to doing delimitation must be at a village meeting like this.
Before being appointed the Commissioner of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Greg Chaok was known nationally as a firebrand activist who championed the Maya communal land rights. But after being called in to work with the Briceño administration on the implementation of FPIC, there are those who say Chaok has abandoned his people. Well, Minister Balderramos Garcia says she is disappointed by the notion, and Chaok took some time to respond to his critics as well.
When you might hear certain individuals saying that they don't want Mr. Chok, right? When you might hear that, what I want to say to you is that the government of Belize believes that we have a good worker, we have a good advisor, and we have a good technical person in the person of Mr. Chok. You see? And so I want to make it very abundantly clear this afternoon. My belief, if you hear some people, a minority of individuals saying that they don't like Mr. Chok, well, maybe we need to sit down at the table and we need to talk. As a woman, I was disappointed when I heard that they are calling Mr. Chok a traitor. Mr. Chok was at the beginning of the fight for the Maya land rights. At the beginning.
I am humbled at the opportunity to complete a work that I started 25 years ago. What I have said throughout the villages of Toledo, I want to reiterate here, I have never abandoned. I have never abandoned the principle that guided my work. I have never abandoned the respect that the members of each community, I believe, deserve.
On the issue of the name change from the Free and Prior Informed Consent Protocol to the Free and Prior Informed Consultation Protocol, Greg Chok, Commissioner of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, offered a brief clarification.
There are those that have said, oh, it's consent, it should be consultation, it should be consent. Consent, those of you who speak Ekche, is kulub. Consultation is patok, is you ask. So if you are doing a process to accept, then there is no process to say, I don't want it. That was what was wrong with the first protocol. It is a protocol that geared the community towards consenting. There was no option to say, no, we don't want it.
There's more news after the break, but first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
This weather update is brought to you by Smart. This weather update was brought to you by Smart.
February is all about Honda. Get up to 22% off selected Honda products in February, such as motorcycles, outboards, lawnmowers, trimmers, water pumps, and generators. Show your vehicle some love with Castrol. Spend $100 or more on Castrol oils and get a coupon for a free oil change. We are also offering service packages. All you have to do is purchase a Honda product or equipment and get the first 3 services free. Remember, it's Love Your Honda in February. So visit Benquip, 3 miles on the Philip Golson Highway to enjoy these great deals. Benquip, equipment, parts, service.
On May 6, 2018, I suffered a hemorrhagic stroke, which is bleeding on the brain. When it happened, I went straight into a coma straight away. I flew out via air ambulance to Galenia Hospital. A week or 2 after waking up out the coma, I started doing therapy. They had me do therapy straight away. And I'm grateful for that because that is what made me start moving and walking again, and I got back to being normal. When I went back, I did a new CT scan, and the CT scan results showed no blood, no clot, no fluid on the brain, so I didn't require the surgery again. But I had 24-hour nurse service by my side to make sure that everything is okay with me. After I came back to Belize, they still reached out to me, asking me if everything is fine and how I'm doing, and making sure that if I have any issues I can always go back, and I just keep contact with them. And I'm very grateful to all the doctors and nurses at Galenia for their hard work and dedication. They're the ones that have me here today.
The Social Security Board, in collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSB, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
It's a fact that your credit lasts longer when using Smart. During these times, we're all trying to find ways to cut costs and save the little resources we have. With Smart, it's easy to do that. It's a fact that with Smart, your credit lasts longer. You can call Smart to Smart and Smart to Digi using your promo credit, while with the other guy, you can only call OnNet, Digi, or BTL numbers. What does this mean? You get to call any national number using your promo credit. Your promo credit is free, so that call is also free. Know your facts. Don't be tricked by the other guy. Be smart and save your dollars.
An Orange Walk taxi driver survived multiple stab wounds he suffered in an attack when two men hired his taxi services. And in return, he pulled out a handgun and shot his attackers. Commissioner of Police Chester Williams shared the details today.
Mr. Cancino is the name of the taxi man. He was operating his taxi and he was approached by these two individuals who requested to be taken at a particular area in Orange Walk town. He agreed to take them. They got into the vehicle, and after he drove off a couple minutes later, he was held from behind by one of the persons while the other one inflicted stab wounds to him. He was able to release himself of them, and at the same time he took out his licensed .38 revolver and he fired 6 shots at them, causing injuries to both individuals. Police responded to the area. They were found and all 3 persons were taken to the hospital where they are currently admitted in a stable condition.
In a separate incident around 9 on Saturday morning, a fight between 2 men from Santa Martha village in Orange Walk had left both parties wounded, and police may file charges against both of them, depending on what the investigations unearth. 19-year-old Henry Lincona suffered stab wounds, while 35-year-old Andres Leal received a chop wound during the altercation. A few months ago, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams said that the Belize Police Department does deal with police officers who break the law. Over the past week alone, 3 members of the department have come under scrutiny and have been placed on interdiction. One of the officers is accused of having unlawful sexual relations with a minor. Commissioner Williams explained in greater details today.
The policeman in Punta Gorda town was charged for unlawful carnal knowledge of a 13-year-old. The 13-year-old reported that she have had sexual intercourse with the officer, and based on that, we did our investigation, and it led to the arrest of the police officer. In San Pedro, we had another officer who was charged for harm or wounding. This is following an incident where him and a civilian had attacked and beat a woman in San Pedro town. And so I had given directive that he be charged criminally for that matter. Both officers appeared in court and are currently on bail. We have since interdicted both officers from duty, and PSB is also pursuing the internal aspect of those investigations, and we hope that they'll be heard very quickly, and we'll be able to deal with them internally as well. Again, it goes to show that as a department, we are going after officers who are accused of having committed any irregularities, regardless of the extent. And if there is evidence that is sufficient enough for us to rid ourselves of them, then we do so. I can also tell you that currently we have Inspector David McCoy in custody in Belize City for another domestic issue. He should be charged by the end of the day today and will be taken to court. And again, the chips will fall where they may, because we're not going to countenance any domestic issue on the part of our officers. We have spent extensive hours with them, training them and talking to them about the importance of not getting involved in domestic issues. So when they find themselves on that side of the law, then we will do what needs to be done.
Williams said that since the passing out of Police Squad number 95, the department has lost more than 2/3 of those officers to dismissals. Dismissals, he said, happens on a daily basis. A student of Lemonal Village is among 2 persons who were stabbed following a cricket match in Bermudan Landing over the weekend. The 16-year-old minor was along with 23-year-old Malcolm Reynolds at the cricket field when they got into a fight with 4 other male persons who reportedly inflicted their injuries. Here's more from Communications Director Fitzroy Yearwood of the Belize Police Department.
This was Saturday night when police visited the KHBH. They saw a 16-year-old male minor suffering from a stab wound to the lower chest area, and a 23-year-old male. They haven't released the name to me as yet. But both men received multiple stab wounds. Our investigators gathered that these men were in Bermudan Landing village at a cricket match. When they got into a fight with 4 other male persons that it is believed inflicted these injuries upon them. We know that police have detained these persons so far involved in that fight, and hopefully by the end of today I could tell you what they will be charged for.
And we know it's a tournament taking place. Will the police of their presence at the next match? What's going to happen?
What happened that day was the opening of the cricket season. We had several persons in attendance, including ministers, and we did have a large police presence. But if you notice, this took place after the tournament was rested for the day, sometime around 7, where even if you have the police presence, if you know about these villages, people like to gather up in their own little groups in different little area, not necessarily at the actual cricket field itself, but in nearby vicinities. So we will be looking at that, and hopefully we will have the personnel to adequately police the normal matches. The matches usually occur earlier during the day, so by evening or when night is breaking, we are usually concluded and people have already been dispersed.
Up next, a new music video drops just in time for Valentine's Day. Stay with us.
How to register for an account online. Welcome to Iris Belize online portal user registration. This guide will provide a step-by-step on how to register your account on the Iris Belize portal. On the home page, click the Register for an Account button. This link will take you to the online registration form. Start filling the following details: your first and last name, your date of birth. Enter your name and date of birth as given on your Social Security card or birth certificate. Your mobile number. This will be used for request verification and important communications from Belize Tax Service. Your email address. This email address will be used to log in to the portal. Enter a password as per the specifications given. Reconfirm your password. This should be the same as the password field above. Enter the appropriate security answers to the 3 questions. Note, these questions will be used in the event you need to recover your password and validate your identity. When finished, check the Read and Agree box for the terms and conditions and privacy policy. Now, you can click the Submit My Registration button. Your user account registration has been sent. A confirmation email will be sent to the email address you entered. Open the email and click the Confirm Email Address button. You are now registered. For the final step, you will need to contact Belize Tax Service to link your tax account to your online profile. This process will take approximately 24 hours to link. Enjoy using your integrated revenue information system. Effortless, easy, and efficient electronic tax services for everyone. Iris Belize.
The ministry is collaborating with SpeedNet Communications to have a vaccination campaign for children ages 12 to 17 years. Children who get vaccinated will get a chance to win fabulous prizes, including backpacks with supplies, Nintendo Switch, tablets, book tuitions, and MiFi with 3 months data. Only children 12 to 17 years old can participate in this Smart and Ministry of Health and Wellness raffle. At vaccination sites, each vaccinated child, upon being vaccinated, will receive a ticket to place their name, age, date of birth, BHIS number, and contact information on, which will be filled out by a parent or legal guardian. The sooner a person vaccinates, the more chances he or she will have to win. Get vaccinated, please. Vaccination saves lives.
This can be you. Get vaccinated. The life you save can be yours. This is a message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
It's the month of love, and in the spirit of Valentine's Day, Unlimited is releasing Rasta Love, a new track and music video. The Belizean artist has been doing his rounds and stopped in at News 5 studio this morning. The video can be found on YouTube and on all social media platforms. It is his third love track to be released since 2020. As we found out, he recorded this track from last year, but only just decided to release the song and music video.
I write because I go through on a day-to-day basis, and we released Complication 3 years back, and Complication gone big. So we released Hope and Prayer last year, and they said, well, boy, you need to bring back our next love song again. So I said, right, good, Rasta Love it is. So here we are.
She said she could get a name on what she want, but the Rasta she prefer love. Said she could get a name on what she want, but I mean she prefer. I don't love when we give her she love. I don't love when we give her she own. So no matter how much money you want to spend, good.
I have to big up my whole team, Team One Other, Classic Beats for the mixing, the mastering. I have to big up Sharon Hope for the visuals. Sharon did a wonderful job. Sharon large up herself every time. You see me? We come together as a team, we structure and we organize exactly which videos we want to work on, which song need a video, and the time frame as to where we are drop it and how.
How long this process may take?
This song actually get recorded from last year. Yeah, the song actually get recorded from last year. Like I tell you, due to the team effort, we come together, and Sharon Hope said, well, Unlimited, I believe, this is the time, and this is the song for you.
Now, what do you want people to take away from Rasta Love?
Well, she said she could get any man where she want, but the Rasta she prefer loud. So basically, money can't buy love. That is how a person make you feel. That will make that person stand out with you. You understand where I go from? It no matter if the girl they drive, it no matter if the man they drive, Mercedes, it no matter how that person they make you feel. That will stand out. The official video already there up on YouTube. You could check it out. Unlimited UN -LMTD official. Unlimited official, look it up, Rasta Love. Look it up on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It's all over the place. Make sure you subscribe. And for those who want book Unlimited, for those who want help support Unlimited and my team, want to link me on my number 629-5271.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.